Hello friends, good evening. How are you? Well, the subject on which I am talking today is again a continuation of a series of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So today specifically which I will be talking upon is exports. Well, there is a feeling which is there in the US and in fact in the most of the countries in the world, especially in Europe, which has now even gone up to the South America, is people are not trusting the Chinese anymore. Earlier the Chinese had a very bad reputation for their products. The quality was not good, the performance was not good. Now the basic reputation of the Chinese is at stake. That is, people are not trusting the Chinese anymore. If you ask an average American about a Chinese and a Pakistani, there is a common element which binds both, that is mistrust. Now it throws upon us great opportunity for companies like us who are based in India as well as companies in Bangladesh, Philippines, to fill this void and gap which will be created by Chinese companies. Recently we, Mark, have got an export order from US. Yes, my first export order. Thank you. We have been basically making products and supplying within India. Now the biggest irony is the flow meters that we are selling to the US were not trusted by most of the Indian companies, which includes Jindal, Tata Steel and others. But a US company, Daily Telemetrics, a very great company on levels of NASA, they have placed an order to us and we are supplying them these products. So I would just like to share my experience of my first export order. Basically it started with an email correspondence. We got an email just inquiring about the products. We answered that promptly. And then there was a series of web meetings and share of pictures and all. And then suddenly on a fine day I got a call from Delhi. The company had the representative persons there. They told us that they are interested in placing an order to us. The order came and that was the start of our export process. Now before exporting anything, I would like to advise to all new people or entrepreneurs who are interested in exporting is you should have a very good catalog of your products, which I did not have. Number one. Number two, you should have a very good website, because in exports always remember the first impression that comes before your customer is from your website. No matter how good your product is, if your website is not beautiful or not informative, it's of no use. Okay, once we got the order, then we had to apply for an export license. Earlier this used to be a very tedious process. You used to catch a lot of agents or catch lawyers. But now I would really like to thank Narendra Modi and Modi Sarkar for this. Having an export license costs just 500 rupees. You have to just go to Google, type export license and go to DGFT. You have to apply and then you get the export license. See, I am having an export license before me. I'll just show you. It is something like this. This I got. This is the export license which I have got. It has my name here and this is it. Once we have got the export license, next comes the procedure for currency. You know what happens in exports is Indian currency doesn't work in US. They pay you in dollars, whereas you require the money in INR, Indian rupees. So you should have a good banker. I had a fairly good banker, HDFC Bank. Although exports mostly don't happen in a place like Jamshedpur, other than Tata Steel. Tata Steel does a lot of exports, but otherwise small companies or entrepreneurs like us, we hardly export anything. In fact, for the last 15 years is the first time I've exported something. Otherwise we have been all selling domestically. So HDFC helped me a lot. They opened a special account for me, and in which my first advance amount, which came from US in dollars, which came and it got instantly converted in INR, Indian rupees. Now what happens in this is the money that you get is basically depends on the exchange rate that day. So what was the exchange rate that day? I got my money that way. It came in my account and then the process started for manufacturing. One more thing I would like to remind to all my friends and entrepreneur community is in export you should be very punctual with respect to time. Which unfortunately we in India are not. At least I am not. I mean, that is a backlog which I have and I should improve, because in India the culture is even if you give a week late or let's say 15 days, a month late, people accept your goods. At the most you can have a LD, late delivery charge, 5% will be deducted from your bill, something. But in exports it's not like that. The whole order may get cancelled, so you should be very, very careful with respect to timelines. And when you are placing an order to some other vendor, always remember, keep a time log or keep some time in your hand, at least of a month. That if your delivery period is 2 months, you should tell 1 month to the next person. Okay, now once we have placed the order with our co-manufacturer, actually we are selling on our brand this mark, but we don't manufacture. What we use is, we use the concept of leased factories. Leased factories means the design is ours, the testing is ours, but we don't own the premises or the factories. These factories are owned by our co-partners. It is their investment. They manufacture on our brand, but yes, we take the guarantee of the quality and the performance of the products. So once the order has been placed, now the second thing that has to be done is taking the delivery of the product. So we took the delivery of the product. We were a bit late, around let's say 15-20 days. The material came to us, and then we had to export. Now one more thing, always remember in exports, your packing should be very, very good. Not the Indian chalta hua packing, you put in a basta or you put in a cardboard box. So we didn't have an experience of that, because of which our shipment was held for 5 days. So again we had to repack the whole thing. It cost around something around 25,000 bucks, and we had an excellent wood packing in a wood box, and then the material had to be sent. Our delivery partner in this was DHL. DHL is a very, very professional company, and they took the delivery of the material from us in Jamshedpur. It was taken to the Calcutta ports, and then the real process started. Now for exporting, you should have an ADC code, and having an ADC code is very important when you are exporting. So we didn't have an ADC code, because of which we lost some time. So we had to create an ADC code, for which we took help of a broker. They arranged the ADC code for us, and once the ADC code for us, there is a procedure in most US companies. We have a vendor survey. See, I can show you this vendor survey form. There is a vendor survey which you have to do, where they certify with respect to your quality, you are ISO 9000 or not, you are SA 900 or not, and you are having specific process control or not. Now once that is finished, then the second process that started was the export packing list. Your export packing list should be very, very explicit. It should contain the weight of the product, it should contain the dimensions of the product, and that has to be attached with your final bill. You should have 3 copies of your final bill along with the export certificate. Now that material had then to be sent to the US. So we sent a material through ship, and it took around let's say 30 days to reach US, and that is it. Now the remaining payment, yeah, we could have gotten earlier, but we had some problem with us. Our documentation was not proper with respect to the quality certificates, as well as because we got delayed for a month of 1.5 months. So my advice is, whenever you're shipping your material, have a very good quality manual, instruction manual, as well as your TC, which is test certificates. Once you are having all these test certificates, they should be sent it along with your material. So that is the whole experience. Overall, it was a good experience. The profits were okay. I won't say it's a very high profitable business, but yes, the profits are much more than selling in India. Now the best part of exports is, I didn't have to invest a rupee from my pocket. Yes, I got 50% advance, and once I have shipped the material, then I got the remaining payment. Because for that also I didn't have to invest any money. Based on my purchase order, my banker, not HDFC, my other banker, Bank of India, they gave me export finance, shipment finance. So really the only investment which I had to make in this whole process was amount of 5,000 for generating ADC codes and all those blah blah blah. That is this. And the export consignment value was around 25,000 US dollars. That is in Indian rupees around 19 lakh rupees. So having an investment of 5,000 and giving you a turnover of 19 lakh with a profit, a good profit. I won't disclose the profit here obviously, but a good profit. So I think exports is a very, very great move forward for all Indian manufacturers and entrepreneurs, and especially when Chinese are going out of each and every country, either on their products or on their behavior, and the general opinion is built around the Chinese is people want to be get out of China. It is an opportunity for India to get in. Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram.